Hey guys, Miss Stewart here, and I wanted to do a quick screencast for this week's module, Module 5. I actually, if you will notice on the syllabus, originally I had business and marketing towards the end, but I wanted to move it up a little bit in the syllabus. And because I think there's some tools here that may very well be very helpful to you for some of our required assignments. And I know that there are some of you that are actually building your own websites now, and really are trying to market some of your services now. And so I wanted to be able to show you a couple of things and some additional things that aren't necessarily required for the module, but where you can find some resources. So obviously, this week's module, I've got some narrated notes here on how to market your programs, your services, even if you don't have an email list. That's very difficult. Obviously, email lists make it very simple for us to be able to promote things that we have coming up, programs, free offers, things of that nature, and to be able to share. But if you don't have that client list built up, it can be very hard to sort of get some traction for your services. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to start building even if you don't have that list. And so obviously there's a couple of things within the narrated notes that I talk about. One is called a Facebook pixel. So I've given you information on what that actually is and how it's used, and then how to install a Facebook pixel if you're interested. And then the other one is Facebook groups. And so Facebook groups is a great way to build your business. We know social media is always a great way, and so if you're not familiar with Facebook groups, I've given you some information on that. Okay, so those are initially under the things you'll pop up and see. There's another module, if you will, to be able to include several things I wanted to clump together. I have those under what's called a Wellness Business Podcast. There is a wonderful resource that I have used so many times from a couple of ladies, and their website is the Wellness Business Podcast. It has some wonderful resources, particularly their series of podcasts that they have on their website. It's wonderful. So the three that I want you to listen to specifically for this module are obviously going to be Instagram 101, the do's and don'ts of how to write your About Me page, because obviously your About Me page is an important piece. And then how to create sort of that perfect free opt-in. You're going to hear that in the narrated notes. So again, you need to complete this information in order. You'll understand how to create sort of a free offer, or what we call an opt-in for your services. But the one thing that prompted me to do this screencast is I wanted to actually go to this website and show you. Again, this website is solely devoted for the business side of growing your wellness business. And so there's information about the two ladies there that provide this information. You actually can subscribe to some different podcasts on some of their platforms. But if you go up here to episodes and you click on episodes, it's obviously going to load the most recent first. And so we did talk about beta programming in a previous module, so how to feel and how to profit from an actual beta program. You can get information on Insta Stories, which is another great way to sort of promote your services and your business and to build your clientele. There's one of the ones that you're going to be required to listen to this week. There's a second one there, but there's so many different ones. You know, I look through here, and when you get down to the bottom, it's going to have older entries, so you can continue to keep going. You can see some of the different ones that they have. So again, how to use Facebook groups. That's part of the narrated notes for this week. But how do you use those to grow your business? Okay. How to price your health coach programs. We will actually talk about this when you take wellness coaching. Because I do get a lot of questions on, well, if I want to be a health coach, how do I actually price it out? But here is some information, obviously, on that. And if you keep going, obviously, all the way to episode 1, you just sort of scroll through and sort of see, you know, referral partners to grow your business, building a sort of a brand, or you know, your niche is always something that we talk about in the wellness area. And so again, there's just so many different podcasts here that are really solely devoted to the wellness side, the business side of wellness, I should say. Okay, so just wanted to show you that, and I want to make sure that that you go through these particular ones that sort of relate back to what we are discussing for this week. But know that you have that resource available for you even after you graduate, to be able to really sort of chime in on that business side of what you're trying to do. Okay. All right, so hopefully those tips will help. And again, as always, if you have any questions, just feel free to shoot me an email here in Course Den. Thanks.